Hello, everyone, and welcome to season 4 of Cell Bowl in 2024. So, not only are we doing what we did last year, where we had the junior varsity and the varsity league that played on into the Super Cell Bowl and the Second Chance Showdown, now we also have another opportunity to better your score by using community engagement. So that's the hook, and I'll give you the sinker in just a minute. So first, I want to say that this event is created and presented by myself, Medical Lab Lady Gill, with my co-host, Mr. Aaron Odegaard. You'll see him in our weekly episodes. Our sponsors are ASCP is our gold sponsor, and Cellavision is our silver sponsor. So, as you can see, we've got a great season ahead of us. So, let's get started. So, first of all, gameplay is really the same way that you've seen it before. Make sure, please, that you upload the newest version of the Cell Atlas app by Cellavision. They did put up a new version, so make sure you're using that. With that being said, when you are doing your weekly submissions of your best score, your end screen is going to look like this. No longer do we have the pie chart that showed the red and the green and the different areas of the pie that you did well or didn't do so well on. Instead, now we've got this new end screen that talks about the different types of cells, how many times you were successful in identifying those cells, and excuse me, how many times you failed those cells. So this one doesn't happen to have any failed cells, but the success number is over here. I was talking to somebody while I was playing it. So I was showing them what was going on. So it was really fun. But you see up here that you've got the number out of 30. So whenever you're submitting your score, it's just going to be the numerator without the denominator and the fraction portion. If you happen to get a score that is a perfect score, then it'll give you a time. I didn't play it. I only played it once. So while I was talking to someone rather. So I haven't gone to try to find out what a perfect score looks like, but I'm sure it's very similar to what it was before, where you just have the time in seconds. Now, no matter whether you have a number or a time, when you submit your score, it's going to be converted into a time so that we have apples to apples instead of apples and oranges to compare. So this year, we have obviously the gameplay, but we now have a community engagement piece that I'm going to tell you about, and that is our scavenger hunt. So individual play for the perfect scores are gone. All right. Instead, what we're going to do is a scavenger hunt. So everyone can go out into the community, spread awareness of the profession and the program that you're in so that you can hopefully get more classmates and therefore then more colleagues in the end. So what we've got here is a scavenger hunt where you're going to complete weekly missions that I give you in each of the episodes. So while you're watching and you're listening for your team's name and identifying what your score was and where you are within the national standings, you are going to be also listening for what your new mission, if you choose to accept, will be for that week. So each week it's going to require that you go out into the community somewhere. So that could be on your campus. So if you're a hospital-based program, that means you get out of the lab and you go to the cafeteria and start talking to someone, or you go out into the hall and start talking to someone. And it may require you to show somebody something. We don't know. We'll see. But it's to make sure that everyone is aware about what the lab does and also what role we play in the healthcare team, because we're really important just as much as all of our healthcare team members are. It may even require you getting out into the actual community. So that could be at another location. You could be out for dinner and start talking with someone about the lab. It doesn't matter. But the best thing about it is too that the community is going to have the opportunity to help you out with your team score. So I'll tell you about that in a minute. Okay, so when you go out into the community and you are completing these missions, what I'm going to ask you to do is take a selfie with the person that you are completing your mission with. So whatever community member, if you are taking a picture with someone, obviously you have to ask them if it's okay that they have their picture on my show because it's going to go global, right? So you need to request their permission. So that could be a picture of you even working with them on something. It doesn't necessarily have to be a selfie where you're both looking at the camera. It could be you have them on the microscope doing something or something else. I mean, you can be creative, but it just has to be photographic evidence that you went out and were talking to someone outside the biohazard sign, right? And really spreading that awareness about your program and the profession. So what we have over here are, oh, well, I took the submission links away, so sorry, that's not submission links. But every week you're going to try to get your best score ever. And then you're going to go out and do that scavenger hunt of some kind. So what I did here, right here for you, is put the different kinds of topic that you're going to be using or discussing in that week. So remember how I said that somebody will be able to help you in your scores? Well, here's where that happens. So we have shortened the whole event into 6 weeks instead of 7. I noticed that people were getting tired. I get really, really tired during Cellful. It's a heck of a lot of work, but it truly is a labor of love because I want to help you all, but I want to help everyone, right? We want to improve patient care through awareness and qualified individuals coming into the field. So this is helping out with all of that. But one thing that we really want you to do is get out and go and support blood drives. Okay, this is the community piece where they are able to help your score. So go on the American Red Cross's website and you can find wherever any scheduled blood drive is for your location, your community, and go out and reach out to them. I am giving all the program directors a document that are cards, and I did print some out. I don't have any available for me at the moment, but I made little cards where you can fill your program director or you can fill in your school or your team, your school team's name. And then there's this QR code that you see right here too, that is going to, actually, this is for the scavenger hunt. So this is separate, but there is a QR code down here, but the QR code is on the card itself. So you go to the American Red Cross website and you can type in your location, even by zip code, and find out what blood drives are happening around your area. And on the card, there is this QR code. And when they scan that code, they'll see this voting form. Okay, so they need to use a Google form in order to complete this form, or a Google account in order to complete this form. So it allows your community to vote for your team. Whenever the blood drive is successfully collecting 30 whole blood units, they can submit the overall HIPAA compliant overall document or picture of the document that states how many units were collected and the location. So that would be like the state and the zip code. It could also be the institution where they're having the blood drive, but they'll need to upload that to the form as proof that this is not just you all going out and saying, "Oh, let's get let's get a better score." We're really trying to support blood collection, blood donation, because we're having, again, still such a shortage. And it really is a great opportunity for you even to talk with the phlebotomist too about what happens to the blood once they're done. So the blood is separated, it's labeled and tested and separated into different blood product units so that at the most you can save 3 people's lives with your one whole blood donation with red cells, plasma, and platelet units. There are institutions using whole blood as well to help with severe trauma and bleeding events. So, you know, it's always wonderful to help 1 to 3 people, right? So here you've got information about, you know, what school are they supporting? So they go through and there's this whole selection of all the people, all of the teams that have been in Cell Bowl thus far. Then they get down to the point of if there was no institution listed there, what is the institution that they're supporting? And then how many blood units did they have? So if it's 30, you get 1 second. Wow. If it's 60, you get 2 seconds. If it's 90, you get 3 seconds off, you know, and so on and so forth. But that's like a crazy blood drive. I don't know that I've ever seen a blood drive to get like 90 units. So this would require you to go out into your community and try to hit as many blood drives as possible. Tell them about your institution, tell them about your program and how they can choose to work in the lab too, because they are donor phlebotomists, which is different than in hospital phlebotomists too. So it's a really great opportunity. But the blood gets separated at a blood manufacturing company, and then they are sent out to hospitals and clinics for use and transfusion. And obviously, us in the blood bank would then test it before we're giving it to a patient for transfusion to make sure it is safe. So they're asking what state you're in and all of this stuff. Okay. So the scavenger hunt, on the other hand, was that other scan me barcode that I had up at the top originally showing you there. So when you go out into your community and you're providing all of these experiences and introducing them and helping them become aware of the different opportunities that are in at your school, whether it's phlebotomy, MLT, MLS, you know, anything lab related, you can go out and be what is called a medical lab ambassador. So when we become certified professionals, ASCP also has the Lab Ambassador Program, which I am also a part of, but this is setting you up for that, getting you used to going out and talking with people in your community, helping connect them to the resources that they need to come into the profession if they want to, or even to understand more about their care, to be a better advocate for themselves, because that is truly needed. You always need to be your best advocate in your medical care. So for anyone who is going out and choosing to participate in the scavenger hunt, and if you're doing the blood drive thing, you absolutely are. So you have the opportunity to submit yourself doing the missions and taking photographic evidence and submitting them into this form. So that's the Scan Me form, or the Scan Me code right here. And this is a double a double opportunity here. So we not only had the blood drive that was able to donate to your team's weekly score, but then you also could get a really cool shirt out of it. So the first 3 weeks are going to be doing the whole blood drive awareness and hopefully improving blood collection too. Donation, I mean blood donation for those 3 weeks. Then we're going to focus on microbiology. Then we're going to talk about or focus on urinalysis. And then it's like free reign in week 6, where you talk about this event, how your team is doing in this event, and or how your team did in this event, and just talk really proudly about your program and why you chose to go to the program that you're in. And also, why did you choose to compete in the Cell Bowl? Was it fun? Did you have a great time? Okay, so here is the shirt. This is the front of the shirt. And then here is the back of the shirt. If you'll notice, the microscope is on both sides of the shirt, and it is a word cloud that talks about all the different areas of the lab. So there's even positions in there, like DCLS is here, HLT is here, cytology is a location, MLS is here, MLT is in there too. Somewhere. I just can't see it. There's HLT again. So we have a lot of great representation on here, whether it's histology, pathology. I think pathologist is on here somewhere, but you just can't read it from this view. But it's also in the front here. And the font that's used here is to show how everyone's name should be in lights because you all are such rock stars and amazing. So enjoy this shirt. I hope that you enjoy the scavenger hunt as well and participate, because that would be wonderful. I can't wait to get those out to everyone who gets selected. So it's a random selection. It's not everybody. I don't have that much money. But again, if you are participating, it's a weekly situation, it's a weekly opportunity. And here, let me go the other way. Here we've got a great picture of basically the intention behind this whole event. So it's a hematology competition that's really built like the NFL type of competitions, but we're doing it with medical laboratory science. And instead of just focusing on hematology this year, I am answering the call and the request that you all have been providing for a couple years now about spreading it across the lab. So that is what we are trying to do, but it's as if you are in the stadium and you are doing the Cell Atlas app. Whoa, this is different than the actual direction of where I am. So that's as if you've got the Cellovision app up and you're helping your teammates play on the field, and hopefully you'll get that amazing trophy. So I did hear back from our JV winners last year, and they did have a great time at the Cellovision headquarters. And the program director is working on getting that some type of photographic evidence or video evidence so I can post it up for you. But I just wanted to fill in that gap that yes, we had the Super Cell Bowl winners and the Second Chance Showdown for the first time winners, and they all got some really great prizes and really great experiences. So we're so happy for them. So weeks 1 through 3, again, is the opportunity to play as much as possible. You have 3 submissions there, and we'll average out your 3 scores and then see if you are going to make it to week 4. So with week 4, the 3 teams that have the highest average score in both regions, the East and the West, will then go into the playoffs. And we have more than just really 6 teams, because You've got the Second Chance Showdown and the Super Cell Bowl that we're working toward. So you do regionals first, and then the best average scores of the perfect scores, but also the non-perfect scores are going to move forward. So that's really 12 teams, right? And then we've got those two leagues that are competing simultaneously in the playoffs. And in week 4, we take the next 3 top teams, right? We'll lose 3 on each in each league, and those top 3 teams will move up into the semifinals, and then in week 5, the semifinals will take the top 2 teams of both leagues, put them in the varsity for the Super Cell Bowl and the junior varsity for the Second Chance Showdown. So we've got some really great fame and glory that's coming your way. Uh, and we're honestly, whether you make it into the playoffs or not, this is a really great event to help you improve your cell identification skills and also just your camaraderie and now community awareness, right? So here we've got just some frequently asked questions. How do you submit scores? And really, when you submit your score, your program director or your faculty member is going to handle this mostly for you. And however they want to collect it is up to them. So you can ask them for their assistance. I'm not going to be able to tell you what every single program wants to do, but it's just more information about, do you submit a time? Do you submit just a number, but never fractions, please. And that is what the end screen is for. So if there's a question, whether it's a score or a time, I can always go and look at the uploaded screenshot, so that way I can make sure I'm giving your team the correct score. So every week we need to have these scores in by Thursday to me. So you're going to need to hand them in earlier than that to your program director or your faculty member to make sure that they're going to send in the true best score and maybe not miss out on the best score because it was submitted late. Okay, so what kind of pictures do you submit? You can submit selfies, you can submit, we've had some Halloween pictures that get submitted when it comes around Halloween time. Obviously, just make sure that everything's professional and, all skin is very well covered and nothing, no curse words or anything are present. And we've never had that, obviously, but I'm happy to share any of the ones that you send if it doesn't have any of those types of components on it. We've got some tagging that you should please do to make sure that on all social media we are promoting this event, but mainly promoting you, right? So please make sure that on all of your social media you do hashtag Cell Bowl 2024. This is not ASCP Cell Bowl, so you don't put ASCP in front of it, because if you do, it's not gonna come up. I don't search for that. I search for Cell Bowl 2024. So you can tag me, Medical Lab Lady Gill, or Lab Lady G on X, and on Facebook, it's Medical Lab Lady Gill, and ASCP _ Chicago is on X, and Facebook, you can just search ASCP and they should come up. I don't know that it's _ Chicago for them on X, but we all will be sharing yours. Aaron Odegaard is Odie 222 on X. I'm sorry I didn't put that up here, but whenever I share it, he shares it too. So then we've got, how do you access those blood drives? And we already talked about that. So Cell-O-Vision doesn't really have much social media coverage. You can try to put Cell-O-Vision in there as well, but anytime that you tag myself, Mr. Odegaard, or ASCP, we will reshare and put more information out there to make sure we're celebrating you all. Okay, so more AI, right? Hopefully you're not going to be fighting any viruses while you're playing this year, but we all know that, that season's coming up. We are in it right now, in the thick of it. All right, so we've got winning tips from previous champions and myself. I added some in here too. So what are some ideas to help you do your best? You can first of all start by making sure you have the most optimal app that you're going to use this year. So hopefully there's not any lag or anything. So you need to please upload that recent version to your phone or device, whichever one you're using, whether it's a tablet or a cell phone. It works on all of them. So it's in the App Store and in the Play Store. So please make sure to go there. Make sure, here's the winning from season 2. You put your cell phone or your tablet on a flat surface like a table or your desk, and you use your pointer fingers in order to select the appropriate picture. But the thing that you need to really remember is slow down, because if you take the time to select the correct picture, then you're going to have a better score than if you tried to rush and you did not get the first selection correct. So you can do up to 3 selections. It'll allow you to do 3 selections. And if you did not get it correct on your 3rd time, it will just send you to the next cell. All right. Practice throughout the week. Practice makes perfect, maybe. But practice is absolutely necessary in order to do your best. And you wouldn't go out on the football field if you weren't practicing, because you don't want to get hurt either, right? So getting hurt would be selecting those wrong cells. So practice throughout the week, and our reigning champions have really stressed how much they start early. So they have been doing this since spring, all right, since January. They are their professors have included the app within their curriculum. So program directors and faculty members, if you want to be a reigning champion also, absolutely put this app and some type of lesson with it and put it into your curriculum to help your students do better in Cell Bowl. But it's up to you all. This is not meant to be cutthroat. This is meant to be fun. Do a little joshing and poking with each other, like, come on, I want to beat you this year, or, let's do really well, just have a good time with it. But we're not here to be nasty. Every joke that we make is purely with your skill in mind, and just honestly being really proud about how great you're doing. Any score, like I got a 17 on there. I was talking to somebody, I'm playing. I'm not afraid to put that up there. That's what your score will look like. No big deal. And as you progress through, it's going to be even better. So one of the things that I put up here, because this is kind of how you play the game, as in like the loophole in this event. If you lead the JV league and make it into the playoffs, that's when you should start getting your perfect scores after that. You won't win the Super Cell Bowl because I make it so you can't get in the top, I think the top 6. But you can absolutely make it into the top 10 of the entire national event. So if that is something that you fancy and you want to get into the top 10, you could lead the perfect the non-perfect scorer league, the JV league, and get into the playoffs and get rid of all your competition and then start using or, getting perfect scores and really moving up and pushing everybody down. That's what happened last year. It was amazing. So keep on doing that strategy. That worked out great. Hit up those blood drives, hand out those cards that I'll be giving to, or that I've given to your PDs and your faculty members, hand out that information. So, blood drives can absolutely support you and better your score. Now, one question that I do keep on getting is, does it have to be American Red Cross blood drive? No, it does not. If you have a donor center in your facility, or you are connected to a donor center somehow, absolutely use your donor center's daily collection or donation log, whatever. It doesn't have to be the American Red Cross, but that's the easiest way for me to present it to you all. And it has to be within those first 3 weeks, right? So I've had a lot of questions about, there's this one happening near Halloween and all this, and I'm like, that would be great. I'm okay with that. However, it's outside of the time frame of those first 3 weeks. So please be aware that we want it within the first 3 weeks. That way, it's helping to move you into the playoffs. But once you're in the playoffs, you're, focusing on your team play without the aid, unfortunately, of those blood drives. Okay, and then the last thing is just make sure you have a great time and share, because this is about you. It's not about me, right? It's not about your professors. It's all about how well you're doing and improving healthcare through gaming, right? And your educational experience. So get out on the field, come and play with us. The sign up is still open. I will leave it open for throughout the first whole week, which is this week actually. So I'll leave it open, and if you haven't signed up yet, go ahead and sign up. But if you have your play for this week, put that in too. So you have program directors and faculty members, you have one submission, and as long as I keep it open, you can edit that submission. So if you're going to change your team's picture or something, just put something in there, and then go ahead and you can change it before I close it out. That way you get signed up and you start playing. Okay, well, I am so happy to have everybody back, and hopefully we'll be hitting that field, and really, really excited to see how everybody does. And thank you for every team that has played in the past. I think we've had in total 158 teams or something to that effect. I did a lot of data analysis on the competition for the last 3 years. So it's really exciting to see where it's headed, and I can't wait to see you out on the field. Please be well and enjoy the fun times that we have ahead, and make sure to get out there and spread awareness. All right, I'll talk to you later. Have a great time, and I'll see you on the field. Bye.